All right, welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome back. If you have, my intention is unity and oneness and the highest levels of love light. So I just want to go into a little bit of flow and we'll see where we're guided to go from there. And so in this communication, we are offering a frequency shift, and we are invited to tune into the frequency shift, the frequency that is shifting from within, that is shifting through many right now. We would invite all to center into their own space, to feel into their own centered space, to feel as if their space is centered. So the chaotic uncentering or force that is being pushed or pulled or utilized to be forceful is not pulling us off course. For there are those of us who have come here to stay on course, to allow the steadiness to be felt within the own center of being. There will be times that we feel less steady than other times. And this is part of the human experience, right? So I know that's happened to me recently. We have things that come and knock us off our feet, so to speak. Yet, in this particular version of reality, we are inviting all to see and to feel that the frequency has indeed shifted. There has been an elevation, one might say, and many are feeling off kilter because they are not used to being elevated. They are used to feeling a certain way, and so therefore their expectations are looking for that same feeling to be felt again. Let us go into this a little deeper. There are those who are feeling the weight of the world, and yet there are those who have felt this weight being lifted, while simultaneously not understanding how this is possible, or not understanding that through self-reflection they might see that the weight of the world is not truly weighing on them. They are merely taking it upon themselves to weight themselves down with the energies that have been pulling at their heartstrings. Sorry, I'm being called to play with this for a moment. So there's a lot of people who have got a lot going on right now, and they are feeling the weight of the world in addition to that. So a couple things I'm seeing. One thing I'm seeing as far as a helpful tool is recognizing that we cannot solve the world's problems by worrying about them. And that seems difficult for some people because sometimes we think if we're worrying about something, it's actually helpful. We're giving our energy because we care. But that is what I'm being called to pay attention to is actually not true. And I'm going to play with that for a minute. If you got that, you got that. But I'm just going to go a little deeper. Worrying about something, being concerned about something that we don't actually have the ability personally to change or shift does not help the situation, right? Many of us know this, yet we still worry. I do too. I see something going on and I feel concern. It's a human feeling. And we could say that that's being combined with a human feeling of we care. We care a lot. But what I'm being shown is that is when we do that too much, it's pulling us out of our center, our space, our heart space, and it's actually creating more energy that is supporting the system of worry, that is supporting the system that is causing us to worry, if we want to call it a cause and effect. And what I'm being shown is we cannot solve anything if we are constantly worrying about solving something. It's a frequency shift. When we are in a state of flow, all of that worry kind of falls away and we become more balanced with where we are focusing our energy. Only in that balance, only in that state of presence, we're still in our hearts, are we able to combine our resources to gather our energy to be part of the solution. The worrying energy is actually destabilizing. It fractures, it pulls us into different directions, and then it's easier for us to be pulled into different directions because our brain waves are scattered. They're not in a coherent, right? A coherent solution or state. That's just something to keep in mind. And I'm being called to just keep playing with this. So the current state of affairs are quite bothersome for many, and yet others are going about their day as if there is no current state of affairs. They are going about their day, living their lives because that is all they can do. And so we invite you to do all that you can do. And so if you are in a state of imbalance, we invite you to do what you can do to bring yourself into a higher state, a higher resonance, a higher ability to feel balanced. And this may require you to shift your attention in a different direction, if only temporarily, to give yourself the advantage of temporarily feeling better. For in that temporary shift, it is allowing access to all of the gifts that are being ignored when we are focusing our attention in the other direction. It gives us the ability to tune into the gifts that are being offered in these currencies, in this current reality. For there are many different frequencies that are coming in to commune with you. If you would but ask, if you would allow, ask and you shall receive. For many have asked, yet they are not open to receiving, for they are too busy conceiving the next thing or thinking about this or that thing or stressing and worrying over this or that thing. And while it is healthy to be aware of what is happening in your reality at times, and there is a sense of healthiness to worry, we would invite you to see that from another perspective and let go of the need to hang on to the need to hang on. Let go. For many, I'm seeing this huge portal that's been opened, and I'm seeing people just hanging on by their nails, being dragged into this portal. And that's not really what's happening, but it's a dichotomy. What people are asking for is happening, but people are so afraid to look in a different direction or so afraid to, oh, I'm being called to play with this in a myriad of ways. So let me just go back to that just a moment. Because I hear people going, well, yes, but there's some people that are too afraid to look at what's wrong. It's not about that. It's about getting our heads out of the drama. It's about getting ourselves into recognizing that there are things going on and recognizing what we have the power and the choice to influence or to change or to shift. And also I'm hearing, just because it looks real doesn't mean it is. That's another something that's coming up, and I'm not sure exactly why. There might be some kind of programming that's going on. Well, there's a lot of programming going on that we're being called to see that it's not real. But what is real is our everyday interactions with each other, with the earth, with our foods, um, with our friends and family, so on and so forth. That is real. We are sharing this because things are about to get sticky, we might say, for some. And for others, they will be feeling the sun on their face and it will be shining in their hearts. And when that is felt, that is part of the rhythm that is being, I'm just seeing this beautiful energy that's coming in right now that's uplifting our frequency and our vibration. And some of us are feeling it. So I'm going back to that portal, the people that are hanging on by their nails. They don't, what I'm being called to show is not necessarily you watching the video, but they may not even realize that's what they're doing. There are people that are so used to being in a heightened state of like fight or flight that they don't remember how to be anything but that. And so if we're not allowing ourselves, dropping our guard is what I'm hearing, allowing ourselves to relax, we can't open to receive what we're asking for. And I'm seeing like abundance, for example. I'm seeing people saying, give me abundance. I'm asking for it. And then they don't have their hand open, really. It's like they're too tight energetically to open. So somebody's trying to give them, abundance. And that doesn't have to be in the form of money. It can be in the form of other things, other gifts. But I'm seeing them like somebody peeling their hands open and they're just too anxious to be able to feel that someone's trying to help them, even though they think they've asked for it. So it has to be an energetic match. It doesn't mean that we have to be in bliss and sunshine and rainbows to receive those gifts. Sometimes we're in a state of breakdown. Sometimes we're in a state of just complete we're so frustrated that we just have to let go. Have you ever had that really good cry where when you're done crying, you just feel like empty? But that emptiness is giving space to be filled with a beautiful hug. And in that moment, that abundance is love from another person or from a child or from your pet, whatever it might be. So it is difficult to navigate in these sticky waters or muddy waters when we are unable to feel the sun on our face. When we are unable to feel just not just compassion. So I'm seeing the people think that by worrying they're being compassionate, but if they're in that state, they're actually not being compassionate for themselves because they're throwing themselves into a heightened state of, I'm hearing hysteria, frenzy, overwhelming sadness, which is debilitating. I always mispronounce my words and I make my own words up. So it's kind of a catch-22. So I'm just being shown that it's really important to, you guys, the stuff that we're seeing and experiencing can be really scary, but it's easier to handle when we're in a state of balance, somewhat balance. It may not be balanced in sunshine and rainbow all the time, but again, going back to what the guides are saying, it's that temporary relief that opens just a little bit more. I'm seeing the crack in the door. And then all of a sudden, the light can come in and help us to calibrate. And it's not a calibration against the imbalances in the world. It's a calibration with the world, with the new energies and frequencies. And so we will end on this note. We are encouraging all to come together, to feel harmonious interaction with one another, to feel the potentials of harmonious interaction with our fellow humans, no matter what difficulties we may be witnessing or experiencing in our own lives. We have these moments of beautiful connections with each other, the sun, the moon, the stars, earth, water, foods, animals, all of it. And it's these little moments that are necessary right now in order for us to stabilize our individual moments. And in these individual moments, they add up to a collection, to a collective. I'm seeing collecting rainwater. We might feel like we're a drop in the bucket, but if we keep adding it, it starts to build this beautiful reservoir of energy. So I'm going to end on that note. To be continued in love and light. Namaste.